The story I'm about to show and tell you is gonna show you the dark side of becoming him. By the end of the video, you're gonna see just how crazy women get when they really like you. I'm also gonna show you guys how to avoid this situation, even though some of y'all probably want it. And then finally, I'm gonna give you guys my key secret that allows me to keep women that I'm dating around longer than a month. So recently, on last Friday, I received a really interesting text message from a girl that I'm dating, that I've been dating kind of seriously for the past couple months. She sends me a message and she goes, "Are you sure I'm the only woman you're talking to?" And then she goes, "I received a message from somebody asking about you and asking if I'm seeing you." I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, that's a little bit weird, huh? Like maybe she's trolling me. Maybe she's trying to test me to see if like I'm gonna snitch on myself for some weird shit. So I jump on the phone with her. I'm like, "What you want, shorty?" And she's like, this girl is messaging me asking if we're seeing each other and asking when and where. I had to go back on my database. I'm like, who the fuck? And then as soon as I thought about something like that crazy, I realized right offhand what it was. Prior to her, and kind of during the time that we were dating, I was seeing another girl at the same time. I should see another one. I was seeing 3 altogether, but this one right here was the one that was a little bit more delulu, as they like to say. So immediately off rip, I'm thinking this is gonna be her. So I made sure he starts, getting a little bit more panicky. She's like, "I don't know what's going on. I didn't want to be here if I knew it was gonna be a lot of drama involved, yada, yada, yada." I told her, "Shorty, relax, but I don't know what's gonna happen. I didn't know if you guys are dating. I don't know if that's your girlfriend." I'm like, come on now. She sends me a screenshot of the conversation. So my shorty goes, "Hello, just be like it's KJ. I want to ask you a couple of questions if you and him are talking or seeing each other, or if he's even tried talking to you." At that moment in time, I really started to see the dark side of becoming him. Like, a lot of guys don't realize that when you self-improve and you get to the point where you take the rejections, you go through the suffering, you go through the stupid shit, you go through the trials and tribulations that it takes to become a man worth caring about. These are kind of like the negatives to it, which I'll take the negatives any day of the fucking week. But when you start to really become that person that you always thought about being, you're gonna see yourself run into situations like this where women are obsessed with you. So shorty goes, "Yeah, we talk and hang out. Why, are you his girlfriend?" She goes, "Can I ask you guys when you guys started talking? Thanks for reaching back out." And being a girl's girl. Being a girl's girl is crazy. At the end of the day, we know what it is. As soon as she were to, let's say, hypothetically try to break us up, whatever, me and my main shorty, what would have happened realistically? She's probably hoping that I would reach back out to her so that way we can rekindle things. In reality, once I spin the block once, I'm not spinning it back. So she's so concerned about the girl being in a relationship with me, she's not even seeing the high-key manipulation going on, but that's a different story for a different day. While I'm seeing this message, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, so after reading the message and just digesting it for a minute, I'm starting thinking in my head, I'm like, how the fuck did this girl even find this one? How fucking crazy does this girl have to be to find the girl that I'm actually dating? And then, like, I'm thinking in my head, did she DM everyone that I follow? Did she just, like, put on her fucking Batman detective helmet on? Or what the fuck, bro? I'm contemplating, I'm like, this can't, no fucking way. This has to be some sort of troll. And then the shorty keeps going on, and I started to believe her. I'm like, oh, hell no. I said, this bitch is tweaking. I'm realizing, like, this girl that I was previously seeing before my main shorty, she was, like, hardcore stalking me to the point where, like, she must have been watching my stories, checking my followers every day, and just pinpointing exactly who it was, like the motherfuckers who play that Geograph Google shit. She must have seen the hair, seen a plate of food she made me, and just easily connected the fucking dots, bro. Like, that's insane. And I just had to realize that, like, when you become a man worth caring about, these girls will lose themselves in you, especially if you're a man that's not easily replaceable. When you guys do the work, you guys are making 6 figures, you guys are fun to be around, you guys know how to make a woman laugh, smile, and blush. When you have all these different things going for you, it becomes way more hard to replace. If I was just some average Joe dude who didn't do much, did not have the personality or the charisma as me, did not hit the gym, didn't have any goals or ambition, if I was an average Joe Smo, which she's probably used to, she would have easily let that be. But with a dude like me, I may be the best thing she may come across for the rest of her life. And that's a serious thing when you get to that level. Not to sound cocky, but when you put the work in, remember one thing. Most people, most guys are not gonna wanna go through the hell that you had to go through to get to where you be at. I don't like doing half the shit I do, and I think that for most men, it's the same case. So if you can just, work your way into becoming a better man, you're gonna see some benefits in the long run. It won't be simple, it won't be quick. It's gonna probably take you 5 years of hard work to be where you wanna be at. But trust me, it's definitely definitely a game changer for sure if you're looking to, you know, really get the most out of your dating life. So right after that, me and my main shorty were talking about it. She didn't believe me. She's like, oh, I don't really trust that. She's, why would she message me? I said, listen, I had to break it down to her in a way that didn't seem too cocky, but I did it anyway. I said pretty much like, shorty, if you like me the way you like me, and you're bad, you're sexy, and like you know what you are, what do you think a girl who's a little bit less attractive than you, who has a lot less going for herself, is gonna feel about me? She's gonna wanna hold me to the ends of the earth. And you guys will see that when it comes to dating these girls that are a little bit beneath their level, especially the bops. When you give a bop a certain level of attention, a certain level of care that she's not used to, and it doesn't have to be no relationship type shit, because that was definitely what we definitely were not that, but when you start to give her these things, bro, she's gonna feel like so attached that she's not gonna wanna let it go. And the thing too was like, the girl that I'm talking about, the bop in the situation, the one that messaged my main shorty, she knew for a long time that we're not gonna be anything serious. I told her up front that this was not anything serious. I even told her that I was seeing another woman. So she already knew what it was, but that just shows you the danger of a woman that's emotionally charged, you know? That's why I always keep a player with them. I don't try to lie to them or sell them dreams. I tell them what it is so that way it doesn't turn into anything any more crazy. Especially a dude like me where I'm dating mostly Latinas. You can't be fucking around with them Latinas, bro. You can't be sitting there lying to them in their face, expect them not to act crazy or pull a knife or do some crazy shit. This was like level 1 level of crazy, but if I knew if I was lying to her, I was doing all this crazy shit, you don't think that would have resulted in something way worse? Come on now. So as I'm telling my main shorty, like, this is what it is, this is why she's feeling this way, she gets upset because she's thinking like, oh, the way you treated her is how you treat me, so I'm just another woman to you? I'm like, oh, here we go. So after that, flash forward on Sunday, I see the whole DM thread and I'm looking at the shit like, what? She's like, I want to get on a call with you, I want to talk to you, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, number one, I said, you're way out of line. But number two, I had to check my main shorty. I said, no. I said, if anything like this happens again, which it probably won't, you never, ever, ever go talking to a bitch that's accusing me of something without coming to me first. I've not lied to you one time, so there's no reason for you to be talking to someone that you don't fucking know about me, about shit about us. That's the first thing. And so I had to check her for sure. But yeah, I think that the biggest thing that I should have done in this situation that you guys can learn from is number one, be aware of your Instagram story and people who are able to access your Instagram. Because if you have a public account, there's literally websites these girls can go to, just check out your story. They can use fake accounts, yada, yada, yada. Number two, the big thing I will say is just make sure you guys don't give A-level treatment to a bop. That's something I'll put out there. This girl that I'm talking about, the one that messaged my main shorty, she lied about something so bad when we were dating. Absolutely, that was the game killer. That was a deal breaker for me. Absolutely, 100%. Because it would be one thing if you came up front about the shit and you let me know what it was, so I can make a determination without there being any manipulation involved. But as you'll see here, especially in the U.S., not even just the U.S. actually, anywhere around that women have or want something from you, they're gonna try to get you to make commitments and decisions that are based on lies and manipulations if you're not smart enough. So I already knew what it was. I could see what it was. Words don't really mean much to me coming from certain people. Like, if I can tell that you're not someone of high character, you have red flags about you, that word shit don't mean nothing to me. Because if you fall in love with words like most men do when they like a girl or they're in a friendship with somebody, you're always gonna be the one getting the bad end of the stick because you don't know how to, make rational decisions based on actions and not words. So a lot of you guys want to know how to make a woman obsessed with you. There's a lot of things that go into it, which is a whole documentary. Not only does she have to see you as she has to see you as the top of the fucking chain, right? She also has to become invested into you, so she needs to be spending her own money. She needs to be doing things, spending her own time, spending her money on you. She has to truly fall in love with who you are. And on top of that, she has to like you way more than you like her. You can't be the kind of guy who's chasing after a girl, consistently hitting her up, expecting her to become obsessed. It's just figure out what what gets her going, what really drives her. Some women love, the bedroom. Some women love sweet words. Some women like, intimate moments in public. There's just a lot of different things that make women like really, really, really like you. And you gotta figure that out and make sure that, you know, you apply that, because if you wanna have a woman truly in love, that you are probably in love with her, you gotta be able to communicate in her language as well, because women communicate in our language for the most part, right? What do most men like and obsessed with, you know? The biggest thing about that girl is I dated her for probably like 7 months, 6, 7 months without a relationship. But I could have probably dated her for another year. Honestly, I could have probably dated her for a year without having to give her a relationship. Not only was she obsessed with me, I can keep a woman a lot longer than you guys probably can, because number one, I tell the truth. I don't have to lie to women. I don't tell women something that isn't true because I want to keep them around. Whenever you're in that state of mind where like, I need to keep this woman around, I need to keep her, that's when you're always gonna, you know, make her go on to something else. Number two, I always make sure that every time we hang out, it's like the last time we're gonna see each other, because that's really how it can be in this dating world. 1 minute you're talking to her, the next minute she's gone. So if you guys do apply those 2 principles to your dating life, you're gonna see how women could go from like a couple weeks you guys are dating, she ghosts you, to maybe like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months that you guys can date. I dated a girl for almost a year and a half without giving her a relationship. And that's just because she really enjoyed me enough where she let that slide. And obviously age is a factor, because there's older and younger women. But that girl that was doing that to my main shorty, the one that we talked about today, she was like 20, 27 going on 28. So if a woman likes you, she likes you. And I want to wrap up the video, and the last message to finish up the story is that realize you're him. Like, it's not often going to be portrayed to you in a direct way, but when things like this happen, things happen when it kind of validates who you are. Don't let it just be like a little ego boost. Make sure you remember those things, because it will teach you who you've become. Like a lot of us, we go on a 2-3 year period of self-improvement, get to where we want to be at, and we become ungrateful. We just, okay, next goal. Just realize what it took for you to get here. Realize the amount of work you had to go through from whether it be, going through hard days at the job, working outside of the job, getting rejected. All these different things will build you into becoming him. Don't forget where you came from. Appreciate the moment. And just be grateful you're alive, man. That's really all I have today, boys. Again, my name is KJ the Black Ace. I post the best self-improvement content on this channel. I'm dropping a fire banger on how you can get multiple gym memberships for the same price. And with that said, I'm gonna holler back at y'all. Peace.